Heart disease is something that can come on at any point in time.
To me, atrial fib is it doesn't hurt, but it's a mentally thing that you just wonder when your heart's going to explode because it's beating so fast for no reason.
I mean, it feels like your heart's going to come out of your chest the way it beats.
Louisiana ranks first in the evidence of heart disease and fourth in stroke incidence as a cause of death. And certainly our numbers with high cholesterol and high blood pressure and child and adult obesity.
It stems from our childhood and the foods we eat and the behavior we have. And so as grown-ups, we tend to have more disease than other places around the country.
One thing that the Lake has always done extraordinarily well, not only during my tenure, but even prior to that, is the delivery of heart and vascular care. We knew that we wanted to deliver something that would be not only utilized within the Baton Rouge area, but really be recognized across the state and maybe even the southeast part of the United States. So when we decided to make this investment, we took the opportunity to say, now it's time to build our Heart and Vascular Institute.
The wheels started turning about the Heart and Vascular Institute when many, many years ago, when we sought to start expanding our services and providing somewhat of a different care model to our patients.
It's not just the treatment of the disease itself. This institute is trying to find ways to keep people from having this disease, eating better, exercising more, so that you take this and it becomes a life-changing way for you. That's what the Institute's about.
And about 3 years ago, when the concept of expanding the regional medical center was on the table and how we might grow and add 100 additional beds, the decision was made that that was the opportunity to build a Heart and Vascular Institute that would house all of our high-end, time-sensitive illness, as well as all of our intensive care units, to make sure that we continue to provide the most state-of-the-art equipment and services in our region.
We keep going forward and pushing forward. We use evidence-based medicine. We have learning lectures for all the physicians, and we try to make the process better at every possible turn so that these patients get better standard of care.
What we're trying to do is develop disease management programs. These programs, like with diseases, congestive heart failure, myocardial infarction, chest pain, develop programs whereby we improve their length of stay, and other outcomes, readmission rates, reducing mortality.
Our Lady of the Lake has a Heart and Vascular Advisory Board. They have been the leaders in advising us. We want those individuals who provide the care and our physicians to be those who advise administration on what's good for our patients.
And that group knows that they have the ownership to make sure that we're able to continue the advancement of heart and vascular care.
Being part of a research consortium, we're able to get also the ability to catch what's on the cutting edge, what's coming out.
One of them is the, we'll call it TAVR program, or the transaortic or transcatheter valve, which I'm on that team here at Our Lady of the Lake, and we're constantly keeping up with the trends, keeping ourselves educated, whether that's with coronary disease, whether that's with valvular disease, whether that's with heart failure, peripheral arterial disease. So a lot of things are happening in the cardiovascular arena right now.
Our goal was to make sure that we have a comprehensive facility that we were able to deliver the whole continuum of heart and vascular care in one location. And the Heart and Vascular Institute does that.
We've done lots of construction and built lots of things around our campus over the course of the 30 years that we've been at this site. But the idea that for the first time that we would really bring together all of our very intensive services in a single location and to work side by side with our physicians.
We broke ground June 2nd of 2011, and now we're going to transition into the building on November 6th of 2013.
This is over 330,000 square feet.
10 floors, 9 patient floors with a mechanical floor on the 10th floor.
The design team really is multifaceted And of course, one thing we wanted to make sure we got very early on was the attachment of our medical staff to be sitting around with us designing what this facility should look like.
There were many work teams that looked at the design, the layout of the rooms, what did we need to have in the rooms.
We visited many centers, many of those being dedicated heart centers.
A bunch of us went to Lincoln, Nebraska, and also to Indianapolis to look at the models, the universal bed model, and what a heart tower would look like.
A lot of it was looking at equipment and beds and ICU booms and that sort of thing, but we also received some good information on room design.
They're a bit larger than the current rooms that we have now.
We have room for the family member to stay. The large window brings in extra sunlight, and it helps prevent ICU psychosis.
On the 7th and 8th floor, each room will have a vital sign machine, as well as having different hallways to be able to access our offstage areas and the onstage areas. Every room that the staff encounters has a walkthrough that'll connect through to both. So they have cut-throughs to be able to cut down on their walking time. There will be nursing alcoves in between each two patients' rooms, which will allow our team members, our nursing staff, as well as our CNAs, respiratory care, or anybody to be able to be stationed outside of their room so that whenever they call, they're there quicker.
We will be the first universal bed.
It's a different concept for this region. Basically, it's where the patients will actually come into the room. They'll be pre-op for surgery. They'll go to surgery for heart surgery, and they'll come back and stay in that bed, and they stay in that bed all the way until they're discharged. So they're seeing the same staff. They don't have to move. Our team comes to them.
This will be my first experience in having a cardiology type of suite with the cath labs so close in proximity, and the EP labs working in the sterile core just like us. It brings amongst, I think, efficiency for the team because things are so close together and the teams are working collaboratively to take care of those patients.
We've had thousands of meetings over the last few years just preparing for it and making sure that we have had everything exactly right as we move our team and our patients into the building.
It's top-of-the-line healthcare for Baton Rouge. Our Heart and Vascular Institute will take Baton Rouge and that specialty into just a regional excellence of healthcare.
It will mean increased patient satisfaction. It will mean increased visitor and family satisfaction as well, which is very important.
Anything that happens with that patient being near to their family and not having to travel to seek care in other communities is a benefit. So for us to bring this to the community, we're able to treat our patients here. We're able to actually treat patients from other smaller communities outside of just the Baton Rouge metropolitan area.
With our hospital at St. Elizabeth, at Livingston, Point Coupee, all these different hospitals, with our Heart and Vascular Institute now, we're networking with all these hospitals so that we are the destination center for them to come, and if there are procedures or services that they are not able to perform, that we will take the patient.
That they can do the techniques that they do now that they weren't doing years ago. It's just amazing.
The facilities are fantastic. The equipment's going to be newer because we're always advancing on the technology.
We're more than just the delivery of care. We're talking about the work we're doing in research, the work we're doing in education from the medical staff standpoint.
New therapies, research, cutting edge, innovative patient care activities typically start in your major teaching hospitals in this country. What happens in a culture and environment like Our Lady of the Lake are physicians, nurses, people in training, physicians who have been in practice 20 years are all collaborating, all talking about what's new in the literature. How do we make this patient's lives better? Is there any new therapy that could be introduced? What does the evidence say about how we're caring for patients? So that level of inquiry and oversight benefits patients.
All those elements feed into this model of an institute.
The Cardiovascular Institute is something that we've been looking at for a number of years. It's finally coming into reality. What a better way to celebrate 90 years than beginning a new service here in Baton Rouge.
It's going to serve its purpose, and that is serving the patient.
The care and the staff that we've gotten here at the lake has been exceptional, and I really appreciate it very much. We get in and we get out. They take into consideration that we have a long drive to get here. And they get me in and get me out, and I can get back home before it gets dark.
I can breathe again. I can walk, jog a little bit, but walk with no problem. And just the peace of mind is worth a lot.
Getting it done locally is highly recommended. Go to the best and get it done like I did. You don't have to go to Cleveland anymore. It's here.
We're very eager and competent and ready to go take care of patients in our tower.
We got the best physicians, we got the best clinicians, and more importantly, we got the best technology among anybody else in this area, and people should choose the Heart and Vascular Institute.